Hello guys, so this is maximum sum triplet problem. So the problem statement says that we are given an array and we have to find pick three numbers such that their sum is maximum. So we have to output that maximum sum. So the triplet should have maximum sum. And those three numbers that we pick, they should follow some condition. That's a constraint that the first number should be lesser than the second number and the second number should be lesser than the third number. Like in this case 259 is one of the valid triplet that we can pick, and 2, 3 and 9 would again be a valid triplet that we can pick. 5, 4 and 9 is not a valid triplet that we can pick. It's not a valid triplet. Why? Because it does not satisfy the constraint 5 is greater than 4. So we have to find the valid triplet and then we have to take out their sum and then we need to return the maximum sum possible. So for this input the output is going to be 16. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. So first of all, the easiest approach that comes to our mind is brute force. So first pick the first number, then then we can pick the second element number for each first number, and then for each second we can pick the third element, and then we can check whether it satisfies the condition the ith is less than the jth and the less than kth, and then we find out their sum and we output it. So obviously it's going to take O of n cube time because we are using three for loops, nested for loops, and we are going to get the answer but at a large cost. It's a very costly operation n cube. So let's try to be a little smarter. So can we reduce the time complexity? So what if we start picking the second element? So if you try to pick the second element, and for each second element which we pick, we do two operations. One is check on our right and other is check on our left the valid number that we can pick. So when we are checking on our right, we can go through each number and then pick the maximum valid answer. So for 5 it will be 9, and when we are checking on left, again we can go through each number and pick the maximum possible number which is possible. So 2 is since lesser than 5, so it's possible to pick 2, so we'll pick 2. 2 will be the answer. So similarly, if it was 3, then for 3 the maximum we would have iterated all way till here and we would have find 9, and for 3 here, since it's not valid, we would have not considered it and we would have considered 2, and 2 is the maximum, so 2 would have been the answer. So 9 plus 3 plus 2 would have been the triplet if we had chosen 3 as a middle number. So this is how, what it does is that we are not using 3 nested for loop but rather 2 nested for loop. So we check for left and we check for right independently, and so the operation comes down, the cost comes down to n square, which is better. But I think that we can get a little better. How? So for this finding the next largest number, valid number on right, we can have some pre-computed array, and each time we come here we can simply get it from here. So O of one time, it can be done in O of one time. We'll see how it can be done. And for the left part, what we can do is we can maintain some sorted array. We'll maintain a sorted array and we'll check where we can place my second element. So if let's say my second element is let's say 3, so I'll say where can I, so already I'll have iterated through 2 and 5, so 2 and 5, let's say I have somehow stored it into a sorted array, and now I'll see where can I place my 3. So I see that I can place it here. So this is the position where I can place my 3. So whichever position is prior to it will be the number that I'm looking for in my left. So 2 is the number that I'm looking for, and 2, 3, and what is right of 3, we can get it from the pre-computed array, which is 9. So this is the answer, right? So we divide the problem into right and left part, and in the right part we are going to have a pre-computed array. You will see in a moment how we are going to do it. And in the left part we are going to use have a sorted array. Whatever number we have come across until this point, we have going to store it into sorted fashion, and then it will be easier to get that what we can do is we can use binary search into it, because the array is sorted and we can get it very fast, so in log of n time. So this left operation would cost us log of n time, and this right operation would cost of O of 1 time, because we already have the pre-computed array and we just need to pick the number from the array. So it just costs O of n time, and then we have the outer for loop, which checks for all the second element. So the time complexity will be O of n log of n, right? So it's far better than the one which we got, O of n square. So let's see how we are going to do. So how are we going to do? So let's try to understand the rightmost problem. So how are we going to calculate the rightmost valid problem? So I would say that let's begin from the rightmost element, which is 9. And do we have any element which is to the right of 9 and larger than 9? No. So null is the answer for 9. Then for 4, what is the answer? Do we have any element on the right side of 4 and which is larger, which is the largest we have encountered? Yes, 9 is the largest we have encountered. And is 4 larger than 9? No. So 9 remains the largest we have seen right now. Then when we come at 1, what's the largest we have encountered? 9. And then we check if 9 is larger than 1. Yes, so 9 remains the largest we have seen. For 3, similarly 9, again 9 is the largest. For 5, similarly 9, again 9 is the largest. And for 2, similarly 9, so again 9 is the largest. So this is the pre-computed array I was talking about. So we have computed this array in O of n time, and we are going to only do it once. So when we go into that for loop and we have to compute the right problem, then we are going to simply retrieve from here. What is right of 5? What is right of I? This array. What is right of 5? So we will simply go into the array and check right of 1. So right of 1, which is 5, is 9. So the answer would be 9. So we do not need to do this operation again and again. We have computed it once and we can simply fetch it in O of 1 time. So this rightmost part is done. Let's see how we are going to code it. So let's say this length of the array is n, and let there be temp, which is none. So temp is none. Initially temp will be none, and let's have a right array. Let's initialize it to none. So and the length will be n, the length of the original array, and then we'll iterate to the right in this array, the original array, from the last element till the first element, from the last element till the first 0th element, and then we'll check if temp is already there, that temp has something. We have already seen some number, so we'll simply put that as maximum. So right of this element will be whatever this temp is, and then we'll check, is this the largest we have seen, or we need to update our temp. So max of temp, a of I comma temp. Okay. And in case if it's first time that, like for example, when we are here, temp is null. So when temp is null, what we are going to do, simply store 9 into it, right? The a of ith element. So temp will be a of ith element. So this right part is done. Now let's be concerned with the left part. Let's try to understand the binary search, the left part that I was talking about. Okay. So how are we going to go about it? So initially this left, we are going to create a left array. So let me create a left array. So there will be a left array, and initially that left array will only have the first element. Why? Because we are going to start from the second element. We are going to start from the second element, and for each we are going to check, is my array sorted? We have to maintain a sorted array on the left, and I have to check where can I place my second element in the sorted left array, so that the array remains sorted. And whichever element is prior to the position where I can place my second array, that's obviously going to be smaller than the current element. So let's say if I have 5, I know to maintain it a sorted array, I have to place 5 at 1th position in my left array, and whichever is at 0th position is smaller than 5. Why? Because the arrays has to be sorted. So let's say if I create a function which returns me k is the kth position where I can place my second element, where I can place this element in the left array to maintain a sorted array, then k minus 1th position will hold the value of a number which is smaller than my current number, which is smaller than this number, and which is largest right? Because the array is sorted, so whichever is this position is going to be the largest and smaller than that. Okay, so kth okay, so let's say I have 2 over here, I have 2 over here, and I am to place 5, so I place 5 over here. I know I can place 5 over here, and when I come at 3, then I am at 3, then I have to check where can I place my 3. So where can I place my 3? I can place my 3 over here. I can place my 3 over here. I can place my 3 over here. So so let's say there is some function which gives me the position where I can place 3. So it will give me one position, right? In the left array I have to place it at one position. So which is k, whatever is k minus 1, which is 0th position, that is going to hold the value that I am interested for my left number. So for 3 the value will be what? 2. K minus 1, this 2 will be my value. So 2 I have to take with 3 if I have to form a triplet, and the right of 3 is going to be 9, that I have already pre-computed in my array, right? So 2, 3 and 9 would be an answer. Okay, so as I said, if I get a function which gives me the place where I can place my element so that the left array remains sorted, then the thing is done, right? So 2, 5 and 3, I place it in 3, and then I move on to 1. So where can I place my 1? So now that function will return the value k as this, with the value k as this position I can place, which is 0. So I can place it as 0th position. I have to place 1 at 0th position so that the array left array remains what? Sorted. Okay, and what is k minus 1 position? K minus 1 position should be the position which should be hold a number which is smaller than 1, so that I form this triplet a of I, right? Since it's going to be null, there is no value, so I'm not going to have anything with 1 and something to its left. So simply I'm going to place 1 over here and I'm going to do nothing. Again I come at 4 and again check where can I place 4. So 4 I can place here, and then I have to check which is the number left to the 4, that is going to be my left number, and then 4, and then I have got to check what is the right element which I can place, which is 9, and this is how I'm going to do. So now the fun part is that how I'm going to compute that function which is going to return that k. So I'm going to use binary search for it. So how is it going to occur? So I'm going to use binary search for it. So okay, so this is it. So let's say I have a sorted array 2, 5, 9 and 11, and I have to place a 6. I find an element, second my element is 6, and I have to place it in my left array, left sorted array. So where can I place? I'll do a binary search. Since the array is sorted, I'll find out the middle element and I'll compare. Is this greater than 6? 5 is greater than 6 is greater than 5. So I am going to look into this half part. I discard this part. I discard this half part. So now I have to just simply look over here. Now again I find the middle one. Middle is 9. I compare with middle. Is 6 lesser than 9? Yes. So I discard the rightmost part. I have to just consider this. Now since low and right, since there is only one element, so I just have this. So I'll return its position. So I'll return its position. So whatever its position, 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this is where I have to place 6. So k over here will return me 3. So because I have to place it over here. Okay, and whichever element is k minus 1 at whichever element is present at k minus 1 is going to be smaller than 6. So this is the beauty of this algorithm, right? So I simply get my left number which is largest and smaller than 6. Okay, so what do? I'll insert 6 into it, and when you insert 6 into this position, what happens? That all the array shifts to the right. Everything which is starting from this position will shift to right, and then again this array is sorted. Okay, so I hope it's clear that what I'm going to do, I'm going to do binary search on the left part, and that is how I'm going to find out the k value, the position where I have to insert my element so that I get a sorted, I keep a sorted left array, and whichever is present at k minus 1 position, that is going to be my element that I'm going to take for my first element, the triplet first element. Okay, so now I think it's clear. So let's iterate from the second element for s in range. Second element can start from where? It can start from here. The second element can start from here. So for 1, so for s in range 1 till the last element n minus 1, I'm going to find the kth position where I can place my second element in the left array. So let's code a binary search function, but for now let's say there's some function which returns this. Then we'll pass it the array that we are looking for, that is the left array. The left array we have, and where can I place 5 into it so that this left array remains sorted. So this is going to return me the position where I can place. This function is going to return me the position where I can place this second element, so that if I insert this at this position, the left array is going to remain sorted and I can perform binary search into it again. Okay, and then if it returns k is equal to 0, then what do I do? If the k is equal to 0, if k is equal to 0, let's say for this example 1, when I come here and place 1, I have to place it at 0th position. So what is going to be my k minus 1? K minus 1 is going to be null, so there is nothing that I can choose for 1. If I pick 1 as my second element, I don't have any number which can form the triplet on the left side, because everything is greater than this. So if k is equal to 0, then I don't need to do anything. I don't need to compute anything. Okay, so we are only going to compute if k is not equal to 0. So if k is not equal to 0, then also we'll have to check one thing. If a of s, if my second element is lesser than right or the rightmost possible value of this element to this element. Why? Because what if we had 9 over here? If we had 9 over here and we computed the rightmost array, then for this the answer would have been null, and for this the answer would have been 9, because 9 to its right is the maximum that we have encountered. But we cannot place similar values 9 and 9. Why? Because it violates this. It has to be lesser than this. So we have this check. We are only going to proceed if it's lesser than right of I. Okay. Then what do? We compute the max sum. We compute the max sum. Max sum is going to be maximum of the maximum sum we have encountered until now, and the sum of this second element that we have got, and the left element that we are going to get. And the left element has to be the kth position where I have to insert the second position in the left array, minus 1, k minus 1, as I was talking. I have explained it in detail. So k minus 1, and I have to sum this, sorry, so no comma, sum it, and the rightmost value, so right array, so which is the maximum right value that we can get. So this is the sum, simple, right? And at the end what I'm going to do is this is it, and at the end I have to insert the second element that we are iterating at the kth position, because this is what the binary search asked us to do. So second element has to be inserted, and over here it has to be second element, and second element s, so we are using s. So we insert this into the array, and at the end we return the maximum sum. So I also have to initialize max sum to minus 1. Let's initialize it to maximum minus 1. And now what we are left to do, we have to code this binary search function. So let's create a binary search function, and then we'll be done. So def binary search, and it will take the array and the element that we are looking for. And binary search, like always, we have to initialize to 0, low, and high has to be len of array minus 1, the last. And while L is less than or equal to H, we are going to keep checking this. So mid has to be L plus high, L plus H by 2. This is the mid element that we are going to compare. And if the x is lesser than array of mid, then we have to where do we have to search? So if let's say x is less than the mid, so we search on the left side, right? We search in the left side. Right side is useless, so we will put the high as mid minus 1, and otherwise what we do, we search on the right side, so mid plus 1, so mid is m over here. And at the end what we do, we return the L, so L or H, whatever it is. If you want to understand it in deeper, how I am coming at this, you can look for binary search tutorial, but this is how it is going to be done. I think it's pretty much sorted. We have checked the right thing. We are getting the position where I have to insert the element, and then we are finding the one position prior to it in the left. That is going to be the maximum possible value that I have on left, and then I'm updating my max sum. Then I'm again inserting the position second element in the left subarray so that it remains sorted at kth position, and then I'm returning the maximum sum. So let's try and test it if it works or not. Yeah, so it's correct. Thanks a lot for watching this.